So surprisingly enough, Naughty Dog have addressed the recent situation that's happened. As always guys, make sure you don't read other people's comments and make sure you turn off comment replies in your notification settings. Anyway, Naughty Dog's statements follows. We know the last few days have been incredibly difficult for you. We feel the same. It's disappointing to see the release and sharing of pre-release footage from development. Do your best to avoid spoilers and we ask that you don't spoil it for others. The Last of Us Part 2 will be in your hands soon. No matter what you see and hear, the final experience will be worth it. We also have Neil Druckmann, the creative director, addressing this, and Kurt, the co-director. And we have Haley Gross, a writer of the game, retweeting Neil's tweet. I'm kind of surprised they acknowledged and addressed this, to be honest, since, you know, from a bit, like, they're a business, right? And if you show shareholders that your game has been leaked, that's not a good look for you and your, like, how your security looks. And also, now all the trolls probably feel like they've accomplished something. Like, it's crazy the amount of malicious evil intent that exists online. I haven't seen the leaks, but I've heard that some people think that the game is shit and like they think that the leaker is a hero. The leaker saved me from my money. You know, you could just wait for reviews to come out online, you know what I'm saying, before you get the game. You might say, hey Dick, I don't trust IGN and these big outlets. Bro, there are honest YouTubers out there who get review codes too. You don't have to spread spoilers to warn people that you think the game is bad. If people aren't certain if they want to get the game or not, they can just wait a day or two or look at their launch reviews. Angry Joe is a YouTuber I trust, for example. Like, I get not trusting, you know, big outlets, but there's plenty of honest reviewers on YouTube. Also, I want to address some people that think that the leaker is justified because of Naughty Dog's alleged working conditions. I'm a person that's in the middle of this whole drama. I don't like to address, you know, my opinions and address topics where there isn't really, like, there's two sides of the coin, so to say, and there isn't really a clear truth, so to say. Yeah, you hear two different stories from both parties. It's not really black and white. So I don't lean heavily towards either direction. But let's say that the working conditions are that bad at Naughty Dog. And it's an employee who leaked the game as a way to protest. This is something that hurts the cause more than helps the cause. Because now it's just easy for the top people, like the boss people at Naughty Dog, PlayStation and Sony, to group other employees that might have it bad, and you know, they might speak up and might have some feedback about their working conditions. Now it's easy for them to be discredited and just put in that bunch and have the valid arguments they have not listened to, and you know, the boss people could be like, hey, last person, hey, who? So you never know, maybe they get fired on the spot because Sony and Naughty Dog wants to be really careful. So if you have an employee speaking up, maybe they'd be like, okay, we're not gonna take any risk about leaks, boom, 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 boom. Search through your hard drive, you know what I'm saying, yeah, shit like that. So this is something that could really have hurt the cause if it's an employee that leaked this as a way of protesting. And also it hurts the cause with hardcore fans. Like, there's a bunch of people right now who are pissed that they've gotten spoiled, and that anger is directed towards the leaker firsthand, right? And if the leaker is an employee who had it bad at Naughty Dog, then the angry fans might not care as much about like employees that got it bad about him, because, you know, okay, you had it bad, but what you did was a cunt move. I see this as more hurting the cause than helping it. I'm pissed off at the leaker, but if things are that bad at Naughty Dog, I want them to improve, of course. But for me, doing this, it hurts us more, the hardcore fans. Like, if people are concerned if they want to get the game or not, they can wait for a spoiler-free review. Spoilers online everywhere. The internet is just, bro, it's a blazes right now. That's why you set your notification settings right. I myself, I don't read comments, I don't read notifications. I get shit scanned before I reply to it, so yeah. But due to the whole alleged working conditions, you hear two sides from different parties, right? This is very much a moral dilemma, yes. And some people might not want to get the game because of this, and some people might feel bad if they do get the game. But let me ask you this. You got a phone. With what working conditions was that made? You got clothes and shoes. With what working conditions were those made? You might have a PlayStation if you're a Last of Us fan. With what working conditions was it made with? Let me link you to some information in the description. You got all the sources there if you wanted to. But basically, Foxconn, right? Foxconn does electronic manufacturers for PlayStation, Apple, and a bunch of stuff most people in the world use. They manufacture these devices. The working conditions there have been horrible. People committed suicide due to how bad they were. Sure, the working conditions are improving now after that. But if you're really passionate about how the working conditions might be at Naughty Dog and you care for the people that get overworked, you should also care for the people that get overworked to the point where they kill themselves. If you don't care and you're not conscious about both, you're a hypocrite. Nike is also being caught with having child labor. Like a bunch of shit you have in your home and on you right now has been created or might have been created with terrible, atrocious working conditions. The world is a fucked up place, and I gotta say, fuck the system straight up. Like for me, all lives are valued the same. And for me, it doesn't matter if it's the East or the West. Of course I care. Of course I care about working conditions worldwide. Everybody in the world deserves to work in humane conditions. We have some people that seem to hate working at Naughty Dog, and we have some people that love it. I would be a hypocrite if I leaned very heavy in one direction or the other. At Naughty Dog, these working conditions are alleged, you know. There are two different sides of the story. But with Foxconn, people, like, it's proven, like, the working conditions there were horrible. People killed themselves. I unfortunately still use an iPhone, and I have clothes from H&M. I want working conditions to improve all over the world. I want to support Naughty Dog. I love the first Last of Us game, and I have faith that part 2 is gonna be an experience like no other. If you care so much about the employees, and you're not getting the game right because of the alleged working conditions, please do give them money straight out your wallet. Since if the game doesn't do that well, then correct me if I'm wrong, that probably leads to the employees not getting paid that well either, right? So all these employees that have suffered, crunched, and you know, there's some people that say that it's terrible what we do. There's some people that are fine with the hard work and that they put in, right? They deserve their money at the end of the day. They deserve to get, you know, paid. And if everybody boycotts the game and shit like that, I don't know. I'm not trying to defend Naughty Dog. It looks like I'm sucking dick right now and I'm licking ass on either side. But I'm saying that I'm not. You had like. This is going to take out of context. People will listen to sentences, take them out of context. You have to listen. I don't lean in one direction or the other. I'm in the middle, because if I went heavily towards fuck Naughty Dog, the working conditions are terrible, I'm the biggest hypocrite alive. And I'm almost like, it's almost like a prejudice, an inhumanity to consider lives in the West more than the East. All lives are valued the same. And the people in the East, they got worse working conditions. Like, I don't think Naughty Dog's working conditions are that bad that people are gonna kill themselves. Sure, they might be bad and there might be social pressure to crunch, but I feel like leaking the game, that's gonna hurt the cause more than help it. If they are really that bad that some people have alleged, I feel like a massive walkout should happen, peaceful protest, etc. Right? I want all employees to have good working conditions in Naughty Dog. But I'm not going to be able to resist playing part 2. And if I don't get part 2, I'll feel bad because all the hard work they put in will be for nothing. I hate how the system is built. I care about people all over the world having it good. But I'm in no position to make change myself. Like, I'm in no position to change the system, how it's built myself. I don't know how I could do that. It would take all people to unite somehow. But right now the system ain't really built for that. Fuck the system worldwide, man. But nonetheless, I hope you get my point. I can't lean heavy in one direction or the other. Since these are alleged working conditions, you have some people say they love it or not, and you have some people that anonymously seem to have came out and say they hate it, right? I do care about this. But I would be a hypocrite if I didn't consider every life in the world. It's a moral dilemma we all live in, how capitalism basically have fucked the system this way. It has fucked us up. Oof. Yeah. Hey, okay, comrade, it's time for coming. No, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I hope the world gets better and changes for everybody in the future. I hope that if Naughty Dog's working conditions are that bad, that peaceful protest, like people speak up more. All right, I get that might be a social pleasure and stuff like that. We have other studios that have been improving, like even here in Rockstar, they're addressing this publicly and they're trying to improve shit publicly. But leaking part 2 because of this is only gonna hurt the cause in the mainstream, in the majority. Sure, I've heard that there are some people that, you know, they support the alleged leaker, that it's an employee that have it bad and they feel like it's justified. But you gotta also understand in the mainstream, like in the mainstream fans, how the system is built, that's only gonna hurt their cause due to the reasons I listed before. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Like, share, sub with the bell if you're new. If you do comment, don't read other people's comments and make sure your notification settings are right. But with that being said, endure and survive, and I'll see you when I see you.